Right, good afternoon everyone. This is the Huddersfield Planning Subcommittee meeting. In terms of membership, I can confirm we've received 3 apologies. We've got apologies from Councillor Lee Richards, Councillor Greaves and Councillor Allah. Councillor Allah is the chair of the committee. What we'll need to do is, if we can, elect a chair for this meeting to replace Councillor Allah. If we can have any nominations, please.
I move Councillor James Homewood to chair the meeting.
Okay, anyone second? Okay. Whoops. All those in favour? Okay, so Councillor Homewood.
Okay, thank you, members. So we've done item 1, membership of the committee. Item 2, minutes of the previous meeting. Are we all agreed that they're a correct record? Any objections? All in favour, yeah? Great, thank you. Item 3, declarations of interest and lobbying. We've only got one item, so does people just indicate if they've got any interest or lobbying to declare, or is it all? Any interest? No? Okay, that's fine, I think we can do that. Admission of the public, so it's a public meeting, it's online. Don't think we've got anybody here, but they're more than welcome if they want to come. Any deputations and petitions?
No received, Chair.
And no questions? Okay, great. So we went on a site visit earlier this morning, and I don't think there's anything further to say on that, so we can move to item 8 and go through the application. William, over to you.
Thank you, Chair. My name is William Simcock and I'm the case officer for this application. The site is a large plot of land on the southern side of Ashborough Road, close to the junction of Bradley Boulevard. The wider setting is mainly residential, but the site is mostly undeveloped and semi-natural. And as can be seen from these images, the existing retreat centre is the 2-storey building near the frontage of the site on the right-hand image here. The site is steeply sloping and has 2 access points. One is near the top end, that is the northwestern side of the site, and it serves the retreat centre car park, and the other one serves an existing detached garage here. The proposal is for the erection of a new building to be used to provide accommodation, administration and other services in connection with the established retreat centre, and 5 dwelling houses which are open market housing and will each have 2 bedrooms. The retreat centre building, located in the western half of the site, would be built on sloping ground and would be 2-storey plus an understorey. It would provide 10 ensuite bedrooms and other facilities. The car park, as proposed, will be extended and formalised. The access also realigned and improved. And at this point, I'll just mention just a couple of small corrections to the report. In the paragraph 1015, I refer to this property here as number 41 Ashborough Road. It's actually number 43. The existing retreat centre is number 41. And also a correction to one of the conditions, or just a clarification that condition 11, that it should say that no windows should be installed in the ground or lower ground floor plot 5 in the eastern elevation, since it's only the eastern elevation where potential overlooking is a concern, which I'll come back to later. The 5 new dwellings would also be split level, 3 stories at the rear, 2 stories at the front, accommodating themselves to changing levels. And they would each have an external parking space and an integral garage each. Plus there would be 3 spaces for visitors provided within this shared driveway. 2 of the major potential constraints on development on the site are the fact that it's within the wildlife habitat network, and that there are a large number of protected trees on the site. The protected trees form a number of distinct groups, mostly located near the boundaries. An arboricultural survey has been submitted with the application, which indicates that all trees of significance can be preserved, including some mature trees that aren't currently covered by a preservation order, which is considered to be very important for the visual immunity of the area. And furthermore, an ecological survey has been submitted, which found that there would be no harm to or loss of protected species such as bats, and while some semi-natural habitat would be lost, this can be compensated for, and biodiversity net gain provided using the standard metric. The details of this can be worked out at a later stage and conditioned. It's considered that in terms of scale, design and siting, both the retreat centre building and the 5 new dwellings would harmonise with their surroundings. The retreat centre building would be quite discreetly sited and sited somewhat below highway level, so it wouldn't seem a very dominant feature. And the new dwellings, in terms of scale, density and type, they would reflect those on the opposite side of Ashborough Road. And the design has been somewhat modified during the application process to leave a slightly bigger gap between the new plot 5 and number 39, so as to ensure a better transition between the quite dense development here and the more sporadic low density development further to the east. The site has good accessibility by public transport, and is therefore expects the future occupants will not be heavily reliant on the use of the private car. Adequate cycle storage provision can be secured by condition, and other measures to combat climate change could be incorporated into the development, including but not limited to electric vehicle charge points. And considering the level of amenity the development would provide both for future occupants and users and for existing development, it's in terms of avoidance of loss of privacy, avoidance of overbearing impact and loss of light, it is considered that all aspects of development will be compliant with policy. And the retreat centre would maintain, as you can see, quite a substantial separation distance from the western boundary. And it is, however, recommended that obscure glazing should be used in the west-facing windows, so to ensure there will be no impact on the privacy of number 43. Boundary treatments for the whole development can also be conditioned. The new dwellings would have their main outlook both to the north and to the south, where they would not interfere with the outlook or cause mutual overlooking with other properties, and there are no windows in this elevation, which again can be subject to a condition. And then, so it is considered that the design and appearance of the development would be entirely satisfactory and in keeping with its surroundings, subject to details and materials being submitted and approved. And it is considered that safe access to the highway network can be achieved and that parking provision will be adequate in terms of layout and number. There'll be some further details of waste storage will be required for the retreat centre, but there is a satisfactory waste collection point and also a shared waste collection point for the new dwellings. And so it is officer's recommendation that as all aspects of the development subject to the conditions shown would be satisfactory and constitute sustainable development. And it is therefore officer's recommendation that conditional full permission can be granted. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you for the presentation. We don't have any speakers on the items, so it's just over to members with any comments. Yeah, Councillor Sokal.
This only my comments about, because we've been on this site this morning, I think this site is not very visible from the main road, which is Bradley Boulevard or this one. And it will be surrounded by the trees or other. But I was reading the paragraph on page 20 about the crime and security, yeah? But agents say that all this stuff will be staffed by those residents, will be staffed by staff. But he mentioned the CCTV camera and alarm system will be fitted, but again he said the detail will be left to the developer. Developer might want to carry on that to fit the CCTV camera or alarm system.
Yeah, just comment.
Yes, through your Chair, I would, it is officer's opinion that any measures to improve security can be left to the discretion of the applicant in this instance, since the retreat centre building would be permanently staffed. That it would never be left completely empty or unstaffed. So it is not likely to be very, very vulnerable to crime. Thank you, Chair.
Sorry, can we put a condition on the CCTV cameras that developer should fit in? And I know it will be staff there 24 hours, but still I think there outside might be some secure.
Bring Teresa in.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. It's Teresa Harlow, Team Leader Development Management. We can impose a condition if it meets the 6 tests for planning conditions. So if members consider it's reasonable and necessary, amongst other things, we can impose a condition requiring a scheme of CCTV for the new building. We have sent the comments from the Architectural Liaison Officer directly to the agent, so they are aware of the measures that they have recommended. Thank you, Chair.
I mean, if any other members have any, I mean, personally, I think it seems fair enough to leave it to their discretion because it's around their safety of their retreat, isn't it, really? So I think they would be best placed to determine out exactly what security measures they need. I don't think it causes any particular issue to the wider population. That'd be my thoughts, but in terms of any other thoughts? Councillor Davies?
Yeah, I would agree with your comments, Chair. And frankly, looking at this, I don't see any issues that I would pick up, so I'm prepared to move the officer's recommendation.
Great, thank you. Does anybody want to second that? Yeah, second, yeah. Yep. Does anybody? Councillor Marchington, did you want to comment, or are you seconding? Okay. Okay, no further comments? Everybody happy? Okay, we can go to the vote on the recommendation.
Okay, that's great, thank you, Chair. Right, so I'll call out your name, and if you could then just confirm your vote, please. So we'll start with Councillor McGuinn.
4.
Councillor McGrath.
4.
Councillor Marchington.
4.
Councillor Sokol. Councillor Sarwar.
4.
Councillor Hawkins.
4.
Councillor Davis.
4.
Councillor Lawson.
4.
Councillor Homewood.
4.
So that's unanimous, Chair. So the recommendation has been approved as outlined in the report and the plenary update. Thank you.
Thank you. That was the only application, so we're finished. We can close the meeting. Thanks everyone for coming.